Welcome, everybody. We will be going through a 30-minute third eye chakra flow today. And just really quickly, the third eye is about clearing out the mind. And so you'll be surprised that this is not like an easy class. We will end with a short meditation, but I also am excited about this sequence because it is different than a lot of our kind of traditional vinyasa sequences. We're gonna move a lot. We're gonna do that repetition so that the mind can kind of get clear. But it's not going to involve any downward dogs or any chaturangas. But don't let that fool you, because I worked up quite a sweat doing this earlier. So let's go ahead and begin on the back. One more thing. If you have a block nearby, I think it will be useful. So something that resembles a block or a block itself. So let's go ahead and come onto the back. Lay all the way down. And you can just start by placing your hands on your belly, your chest, or maybe on the ground, whatever feels the most reasonable and grounding for you. Eyes can be open or closed, feet on the ground. And start to take some deep breaths. So we're here at the top, not the top, that's the crown, the seventh chakra. We're here at the sixth chakra, Ajna. And as you've learned already, everything beneath it needs to be as balanced as possible to start to access those upper chakras. So just check in with your physical body, with your physical self, how you feel right now. And give a really big breath to the space of the heart. Another big breath to the space of the heart, and really feel that breath come through your throat and your neck. Take 2 or 3 more of these breaths, and as you do so, try to let your mind go. I know the 30-minute classes fit great into the middle of your day. So if that's the case for you, see if you can truly set aside whatever was going on before you stepped onto your mat. Give your mind permission to clear. And then step your feet so that they're in line with your hips, toes straight ahead, feet parallel. Bring your arms down by your sides. And you do want to walk your feet in a little closer so that the tips of your fingers can touch your heels just to check in. We're going into breathing bridge. So push your feet down, and on your next inhale, curl your tailbone up and lift your arms overhead. That's the top of your inhale. On your exhale, arms descend, hips descend. They touch at the same time at the bottom of your exhale. Top of inhale, lifts hips, lifts arms. Keep inhaling till you touch overhead. Exhale, bring it down. Keep going. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Continue. As I mentioned, throughout this class, we'll be adding repetitive flow. And the intention of that is that once you get the movement, some will be a little easier, some will be a little harder. Once you get the movement, then you just repeat it. That's it. Your mind doesn't have to make a decision of what to do next. And that can be really helpful for the brain. And one of the reasons that Vinyasa Yoga can be so calming, even when it's an intense class. One more. Good. Now bring your feet up. Now, pregnant folks, I'm sorry, you'll keep your feet down and windshield wiper your knees repetitively. If you have the ability to bring your knees up and do core work here, you're going to keep your knees directly over your hips and your arms wide. Take an inhale. And on an exhale, dial knees 45 to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale 45 to the right. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale right. So just keep going like this. One thing to note is we are activating the core, and I want your shoulders to stay on the ground. So that's an important piece of knowing how far to go. And then the next time your knees fall to the left, and everyone can do this, pregnant folks as well, you just let your windshield wiper knees fall. Kind of roll onto your left side and bring your right arm on top. And then I want you to take your right hand and drag it overhead, all the way like a rainbow, and then look at your right hand. And then drag it back over to touch your left. So we'll do that a few more times. Overhead. And then back. So the palm is facing down until you get all the way over to the right side. And then you open the palm up, look that direction, and then palm faces down again, all the way over to left hand. A couple more like this. And then the next time that your right hand comes over to the right, take a moment and pause. Look that direction. Take a deep breath into wherever you need it in your body. And lift your right leg up and then your left. If you're pregnant or need to modify, you're going back to those windshield wipers. Otherwise, you're coming back into the core. So exhale 45 to left. Inhale center. Exhale 45 right. Inhale center. Keep going. Next time your knees fall to the right, lower them all the way down. And then bring your left hand on top of your right. So you're practically on your side. And then palm facing down, reach up and over. And then open up to the left. Palm facing down, come back. So continue like this. I'm trying not to hit the microphone with my hand. A few more. Last time, go ahead and stay in the twist. So bring that left hand over to the left. Look that direction. And breathe. Breathe into the place that you need it. That could be different in every body. Good. Bring your left knee and then your right knee up. Take a moment with your arms hugged around your knees and just pause. If it's appropriate for you, rock and roll on your back. We're actually going to meet standing at the front of the mat. If it is not appropriate for you, take whatever movements you need to meet us there. If you're rocking, come up onto your shoulders and then maybe hover on your sitting bones. And we'll do that a couple more times. Until maybe you gather enough momentum to come all the way up. Take your time to come up to standing and meet at standing at the top of your mat. So we're going to go right into it. As I mentioned, there's going to be a lot of repetition here. If you need to pause at any moment, pause. We'll bring the block kind of a little bit forward of our mat so it's not in the way right now. Feet are hips width apart, toes point straight ahead. Arms beside your ears, come into chair pose. So it doesn't have to be too deep. The movement, the flow is going to be more important than the form in this class. Reach your arms up and breathe. Good. Take a big inhale. Exhale, sweep arms up and back. So I'm just going to pause here so you can find the form. Let your head hang, arms are up, knees are just slightly bent, but mostly straight. And then on your next inhale, you're going to come back up into that chair. And then right away, exhale, fold, head hangs, arms up. So that's our flow. Inhale, exhale. So I want this to feel good and invigorating. So if it means that you kind of come out of the chair a little bit, that's fine. Make it organic. Make it fluid, make it free. Continue. So we're going to add on. On your inhale, standing, bring your left knee up with you. Exhale down. So it's the same movement, but your left knee comes up and down. And so maybe that means your right leg is more or less straight. That's fine. Knee up, fold down. Knee up, fold down. Continue. So this might be where your body is right now, and you're just going to stick with this. If you're available, bring your left knee up, step it back to lunge, and then sweep your arms back. And then back up to high knee, back to lunge. That's our flow or modify. Last one, everybody meet in high lunge. We're going right into some more movement. Arms are up, inhale. On an exhale, straighten right leg, lean forward. Inhale, high lunge. Widen your stance if you feel a little wobbly. Don't overstretch front leg, so meaning keep a little bend in that front knee all the time. And continue. It's okay to wobble. Just be with your breath, be with your movement. One more. And then high lunge, ground your left heel. Take a moment to get into Warrior Two and pause. Right at the center of things. So let all that mind energy settle. Hopefully it can settle to a clearer space. We're going back in. Inhale, right hand up and over, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle. So this is the flow. Keep going. Few more with your breath. Good. Next, inhale, straighten right leg, lift your trunk. Turn your 10 toes towards the long edge of your mat and kind of kick your heels out so the edges of your feet are parallel. Hands on hips. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, dive it down. Let your head hang here. And once again, take a moment to let the dust settle. Let the back of your head soften. Let your spine lengthen. Give your mind space to clear. Inhale. Come up onto your hands underneath your shoulders. If you need blocks, use those. And then just one at a time, bend one knee. So your feet haven't changed yet. So you're just bending one knee and then the other. So just getting into both outer legs, ankles, knees. And now we will change. So stay upright with your torso. Soften your legs to turn your right toes back towards the front of the mat. Take any movements to really make that work for you. And then I'm going to grab a block and put it outside of my right foot. If you want to just have your hand on the ground, that's fine. So the movement is going to be, so bend your right knee, bring your left arm up. So this is side angle variation. So this is going to be your inhale. On your exhale, you're going to circle and lengthen right leg. And then you're going to inhale, side angle. Exhale, like a triangle leg. Inhale. So keep going. Few more. Last one. Good. From side angle, bring your left hand to your hip. Step in and bring that block or grab something for half moon. So even if you don't normally do a block with half moon, I think it's going to be beneficial here because we are going to add movement. That being said, when you add movement in a balancing pose, one-legged pose, it's important to softly bend that standing knee because otherwise you could kind of put undue pressure on the joint itself. Half moon, left leg high, left arm extended, then reach your left arm overhead. Take a big inhale. Exhale, touch elbow and knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. So if you're just like, what? First of all, you could do this. I'll keep going if you're there. You could do this here, right knee down. So this might be a great option for you. Other option is to skip altogether and just not do it. Stay in half moon still. For a lot, that's enough. One more. And then pivot your way to stand. Bring your left knee up with you, and then guide that foot into tree pose. So this tree can look like anything you want it to be, anything you need it to be. But just be in stillness and still in challenge. Just allow that challenge to be with you. You're here in it, but nothing is too great. You're allowed to make mistakes. You're allowed to take a day off. Take a deeper inhale. Exhale, hands down, left foot down. Just stand and be. Let it all go. Everything. As you may be aware, we have a second side. I'm going to actually turn to the back of the mat just so that I'm not facing behind you for all those kind of important instructions. If you want to do the same so you can see the screen, that's great. Whatever works. We're going to stand at the top of the mat with the feet hips width apart, toes pointing straight ahead. Find chair pose. Sink low, lift your heart, and breathe. So be here. So now your mind knows what's coming. Quiet it down. Allow it to soften. And be right in this moment. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold and sweep arms up. Inhale, chair. Exhale, sweep. Keep going. So less talking this side. Less distraction. Be with yourself. Be with your breath. Moving towards that change. One more like this. And then bring right knee up and down. And up. And down. Keep going. Okay, adding on to that change again. Maybe that's where you stay for lots of reasons. Or knee up, leg back, high lunge, and then you're going to kind of sweep back. Knee up, high lunge. Knee up, high lunge. Keep going. One more like this. Take a moment, maybe widen your stance, high lunge. straight leg. High lunge, straight leg. Continue. One more. High lunge just to pause. Warrior 2 to settle. Take a moment. Make sure left knee is like a square. Kick your right heel back. Reach arms wide. And again, just be right in the middle. Right in the middle of the swirling dust. Let it settle. Going back in, left arm up, inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, side angle. Keep going. Next time you inhale, straighten left leg, lift the trunk, turn the 2 feet, make them on the same line as each other, kick the heels out, hands to hips, lift your heart. Exhale, dive and fold. So once again, couple breaths with a soft neck, a long spine. Quiet body. Inhale, lift your trunk, long in line with your torso. Maybe you use blocks. Bend one knee and then the other. So again, just kind of reawakening the joints of your legs, continuing to build warmth. And then soft knees, soften your left toes towards the front of the mat. Take a moment to really get this right. Your warrior 2 stance, left toes forward, right heel kicks back. And then bring your block alongside of your outer left foot if you need it for this. I certainly do. So big inhale into your side angle pose, this variation. And then exhale, sweep left leg straight, hand down. Inhale, the circle at the top. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So that's your flow. Just keep going. One more. From side angle, right hand to hip. Step your right foot in to get set up and bring your block with you. I'll move back on my mat. Half moon pose. So again, option to hold here. Or right arm overhead, inhale. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale. Exhale, and I didn't remind, but do give a softening to that left knee anytime you're moving while balancing. Again, option 2, left knee down. So continue, whichever one, allow it to be challenging. Allow it to take your mind off everything else. Allow it to ignite your own fire. One more. Good, and then nice and steady. Come on up. Right knee hugs in. Balance, fall, whatever you need. And then come into tree pose. So again, we're still in it. Balancing in tree. Instability. Be right where you are with all of it. And at the same time, know that you can do whatever you need. The obligations are never too great. And soften. Right foot to mat. So we're going to come right in to our meditation, and we're taking all that energy with us. So I like to sit, I'll do it sideways to start. I like to sit, I've got a big block here, so this might be a 2-block situation for you. But I like to sit in hero's pose, Virasana, with the soles of the feet up, really supported on the block, or a bolster, or a combination of the two. Any way you like to sit is fine. So again, let all that energy stay with you. Of course, it can soften, it can settle. We're going to be sitting for just a couple minutes. But let it kind of move around your body. Let it shake things up. Bring your hands into your thighs. Sit tall and soften your shoulders. Let your elbows get heavy. Push your skull back into space. And bring your internal focus. Your eyes are closed. Bring your internal focus to your third eye. That's between your eyebrows in the middle of your forehead. So that simple intention of doing that draws us upward a little bit. So as your internal energy is drawing upwards, see if you can now soften and settle your external energy. And that's all we're doing here. Internal energy, internal light goes up. External energy, external obligations go down. So that's the intention. Now set it into motion with your breath. That internal, that rising up, inhale. That external falling away, exhale. Internal, in. External, exhale. Rising up, falling away. this is working for you, stay. I am going to quietly close this practice, this meditation, by simply thanking you for being here. Continue as long as you like.